All right, guys. Another opening day, another loss. Um,
Really disappointing. They played horribly. Ravens played halfway decent, if not very good. Combination of the two, blowout.
I mean, it started off bad. Um, it started off when Baker threw that interception in that opening drive. I was like, this isn't good. And although I don't think we quit at that moment, I think because when you have so many question marks and when you have so many people that are um when you're under the gun like that so much and people are questioning whether you're what's going to happen with you, and they're saying that you have to have a big year, and you start off the first drive with an interception. I mean,
Yeah, the
it's
blame
bad.
can go all the way around.
Yeah,
Coaching staff,
I agree.
game plan, execution, taking a risk you shouldn't take on the fourth down punt, fake punt. Uh, they would have had the first down if they could have blocked the guy, and obviously they not only missed the block, but the guy was able to put a helmet on the ball and cause a fumble. Not that it made any difference if they tackled him there; they would have got the ball at the same spot anyway. But the blame goes all around. I think Jarvis Landry is the only one who I could not say he did anything wrong in the game. Odell was terrible. Chubb played pretty good, except he fumbled at the end, which is meaningless anyway.
It didn't matter.
Hunt played okay. Hooper was non-existent, Hooper was non-existent. Njoku did okay. Higgins was non-existent, caught one pass towards the end. Defense just gave up too many big plays, not enough pressure. Myles Garrett didn't do anything. I mean, you add all that up together, and you're going to lose. So now the question is, and we lost
Wills.
the starting left tackle, to a leg injury. They said as he walked off, he couldn't put any pressure on it. So that means he's not going to play on Thursday night. So you got Lamb, who's going to take his spot. Who else got hurt? Njoku?
So I heard that Njoku had a knee issue as well. We didn't hear on TV, but Rostano texted me and let me know that Njoku had a problem.
I mean, Baker could have played better. We stop them with a moral victory on a field goal to make it 10-0.
Yep.
Come down and score, and then promptly miss the extra point. I mean, if we could have scripted it to be this terrible, I don't think we would have come up with it. This is worse loss than the Titans last year, because we had so many great players on the field, so much talent, and I would have loved to have seen a close game and kept us in it and no injuries, but that wasn't in the cards.
I mean,
today.
We added insult to injury when we lost our top 10 pick, the left tackle that everybody was so excited about, the guy who was going to complete our offensive line. He goes out with a knee, most likely going to be a knee injury of some sort. I'm speculating, but it was the way it was described is he couldn't even sit on or he couldn't even put weight on it.
Right, so that's not good. We'll have to wait. I could just see Baker's face. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, the body language from the team was awful. Everything that we did was bad. I mean, the body language is trash. OBJ, every time it was even when he caught something, he was doing this. I mean, come on, man. Like, Odell, we don't need that body language for everything. You're one of the leaders on the team. You're one of the highest paid guys. You're a veteran. You're a guy that was brought in to win, not a guy who was brought in to bring the team down. And not to say that he's creating that cancer, but to sit there and have that body language, like, he was just like he just was pissed off he was even there.
Yeah, he's not playing at a star caliber level. You could have put an average wide receiver, third, fourth round pick in there.
Yeah.
Would have done as good, if not better, than what Odell did today. So you're clearly wasting a lot of money. You're throwing a lot of passes at him. He couldn't get separation. He creates a penalty with a face mask. He drops a first down drive, extending play in his hands. Dropped another one that was thrown low, but he dropped it anyway. He just, I don't know. I don't know how you right the ship with him. A new coach, they didn't target him at all. 0 in the first half. And then they come out and they target him in the second half. And his best plays were penalties that they called on him because they were holding him. And we got two extended drive plays, only to not even get beyond the 50-yard line in the second half.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we had our chances. We could have got back in the game, could have made it more competitive. The team just, I don't know, obviously not as good as we think they should be, not as good as they look on paper. And now we got a short week to prepare. It's going to be interesting to see what Cincinnati does this week. If they win, there's a good chance they could beat us on Thursday night. A real good chance. So we'll see.
I mean, I tweeted this out. I just feel like I'm not even angry. I feel like this is a humiliating loss. I feel like our entire team is humiliated. We were injured. Nobody did anything good. And Joku, I guess, played fine, but then he's injured apparently. So it's like we couldn't get anything going. We couldn't. The defense is terrible. The kicker, Austin Seibert. I mean, when you're down 10-0, you put together a great drive and you get in the end zone. The excitement's riding high, and then you shank an extra point off the upright. It takes the wind out of the sail because games come down to a point, guys. I mean, games come down to a point all the time. And for Austin Seibert to miss that extra point, it was a gut punch.
He was only on the field for 2 plays. He missed the extra point and he missed the field goal at the end of the half. And
that field goal at the end of the half too led them. They had 41 seconds. They came down and scored. I mean, it was like, all right, it went from 17-6. And we're like, all right, well, it's still not bad. I mean, we get out of this one. We got to kick back off to them. But no, they went down and they scored. They put it in the end zone.
That's on the defense. I think, like Mike said, it takes the wind out of your sails. I mean, he missed that field goal by 5-10 yards to the right. I mean, it wasn't close.
It wasn't even near it. Yeah.
And it was a good hold, good snap. It can't be a very big, confidence builder for him going into Thursday night, knowing that 2 chances and blew both of them. I mean, I can't imagine the pressure he's going to feel if he ever had to win a game with 2 seconds on the clock.
I mean, we haven't had a kicker that I can believe in that we felt strong since Phil.
Yeah.
I mean, Phil was the last guy, and ever since then, we haven't had professional kickers. We've had a bunch of people that were pretending or trying to get there. And I mean, for a guy who is so accurate in college, it's the same exact action. It's not like it's not like in the pros you have less time to kick the ball. It's not like in the pros, you have to kick further. I mean, yeah, the extra points are a little bit further, but that's what it is. The fact that you can't. He was 85. So he was 85% extra points. That means every time we scored a touchdown, 15% of the time we didn't get the extra point on top of that because of him. So
it'll be interesting to see what Stefanski can do this week to rebound the team. Clearly tomorrow's a day off. I guess to a degree, to lick your wounds. because they played it was a fairly physical game, and then you got light practices on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then you play on Thursday. So it's going to be on the coaching staff to try to lift these guys out of the doldrum. I mean, Stefanski will be the first one to take the blame for it, including that risky play on fake punt and so forth.
You're going to do it. The game is close. If you're going to fake the punt, you better damn well know that you're getting it. We had two Browns players to block one guy. Not only do they not block him, but he then gets a free shot on Gillum, who is he's a rugby player, so he doesn't know how to protect the ball. That the defensive player puts his hat on the ball, pops it out. It's like everything that could go wrong went wrong. Everything that could go right for the Ravens went right, including Lamar Jackson throwing the ball 5 yards over guys' heads. Mark Andrews, he's open by 15 yards in every direction,
right,
and he still snags it with one arm up in the air. I mean, this is what happened. Like today, we lost every way, shape, and form. All offense, defense, special teams, coaching, leadership, energy, penalties, injuries. Every single way we could have lost today, we lost.
right.
And I think and we beat ourselves again. This is, you'd think, guys, that it would get better from the Hugh Jackson era. Hugh Jackson era, we get a little bit of excitement with Greg Williams. We get Freddie Kitchens, who's an absolute dumpster fire. Then we get we got all smart guys, Dave Podesta and Stefanski, all these Ivy League smart guys that are in there. And what do? They put the same product on the field. Doesn't matter how much talent we have. All that talent equals the same result. And to be honest, I'm confused. I'm surprised. I feel it's like it's not as bad as last year, because you see last year with the Titans, we had so much excitement and energy. We had all the wave of energy behind us, and the Titans just punched us in the gut. And today, a team that we beat really good last year came back and beat the hell out of us. And just like they did at home last year as well, when we had nothing to play for at that point, really. And I'm looking at this year again, and we were just humiliated from top down. Which, last year, to our credit, we came back, we beat the Jets. I mean, we have a really good chance to come back and beat the Bengals on Thursday. Thank God it's a short week. But the bad thing is we don't have a lot of time to heal. So if those injuries are like lingering injury, we might have lost Wills for the season. If we did, great. There goes a first round pick, a guy who's supposed to help us, gone. In a game where we got destroyed. Again, it's not just the fact that we lost, it's the fact that we lost and then we lost players. So it hurts our future. And it's also on top of it, like we don't have Greedy Williams, we don't have Mac Wilson, now we don't have Wills. The guys that were drafted to be really part of the team and to be part of the solution, now we're playing with backup players. Anyway, thinking about the offense, started off running the ball pretty well. Nick Chubb right at the middle. I'm like, okay, we got a little bingo going. Crushed right away by knockdown passes. Baker Mayfield again getting his passes knocked down.
At least 3 or 4 today.
Yeah, knockdown passes.
Drop balls.
Overshooting guys, underthrowing guys, throwing behind guys. Odell Beckham catches his first pass of the season and gets an offensive face mask penalty. I mean, I don't think I've honestly ever seen that before in football.
Right, and then somewhere down the line, he he makes a decent catch on a good throw by Baker on the sideline for a first down, and he doesn't pay attention to the sidelines. He steps out of bounds, comes back, tries to come back in, doesn't reestablish himself, and another drive killed.
Yeah.
I mean, just
We're
you
forcing
can't have star players play like that.
Baker's
you're not
forcing the
gonna
ball
win.
to him.
You're not going to win,
Baker's forcing the ball to him.
right?
He's not catching the ball. Almost had an interception because he kind of threw it in front of him, missed it, deflected, popped up, and almost got picked again.
Hooper did nothing. He caught
nothing.
maybe an 8-yard pass, and that was it. Higgins,
Nothing.
a pass in the second half, but nothing. Hunt and Chubb played okay, one fumble, but you can't run the ball when you're down 20 points. I mean, it just doesn't work that way. I don't know how many. Baker must have thrown 40 or 45 times because of the
Let's check out the old box score.
so I mean, it cannot be any worse, really, than it was. They had opportunities to get back in it. They fumbled. Baltimore fumbled on the 3-yard line, so we got the ball back. We drove, and then Odell did his face mask thing, and that drive fizzled. So I'm not a fan of Stefanski calling plays.
Nope.
The offensive coordinator could have done that. He could have paid more attention to the game itself. Why he felt he had to risk it with that fourth play would have been genius if he had made it, and obviously a goat if. It goes wrong.
I still think about that fourth down punt, the fake punt, and I'm like, what do you get from that? It wasn't. It was a really, really risky move. That could have been even worse because if they would have picked up the fumble, they could have scored, right? So
Yeah.
it could have been, and you give it to them on our 30-yard line. It's not like it was 4 down territory. It's not like it was on the 48-yard line. We gave it to them in automatic.
Should have been 14-0, and luckily we got away 10-0, and then got back to 10-6. This extra point could have been 10-7.
Yep.
Could always get 2 points later on, but we never sniffed at a getting across the 50-yard line, except for the one time near the end of the half, maybe probably assisted by a couple of penalties. Baltimore had a lot of penalties. I mean, there's no question about that. And we missed the field goal. Bad miss on the field goal too. I mean, that kid's got to be. He's going to be thinking about it for the rest of the week. Hopefully he makes a field goal or two, a couple extra points on Thursday night to get this one behind him. We can win Thursday night. We'll put this one behind him. Put it on the schedule to take revenge against Baltimore when it really counts in December. That's all you can do, and hope that Wills is not hurt. Just a sprain, gone for a week or so, and comes back. To lose him and all the developmental time he would have is just a shame. And you got to put Lamb in there, who we know is he's a backup. I mean, he's just a backup, and then you got to have another backup for him in case he gets hurt. Conklin was limping around there in the middle of the game.
Jacob Phillips is hurt as well.
Yeah, so I mean,
so basically,
they're a physical team.
Basically, everything I said in the pregame. Don't get humiliated. Make it a close game. Baker needed to play well.
No penalties.
No penalty, which we did.
Special teams.
Especially all the things that we said in the pregame that we needed, all the keys to victory we failed at. And then on top of it was the injuries. On top of it, we are now hurt, and we are in a worse position today, right now, as we were before the game started. Which is
Not a good.
It's bad. It's embarrassing to lose this way. I hope the team feels this way.
Oh.
I know they do. I know the team. I mean, they were humiliated.
Yeah, what a. It's not going to be a bus ride. It'll be a plane ride back to Cleveland. But I wouldn't want to be on that plane. It'll be like a funeral march back to Cleveland. Only family members probably waiting for him at the airport when they get back, and then I guess they get a day off tomorrow. um, to lick their wounds. But
I mean, I think if you look at it statistically, Baker Mayfield, he was 20 for 38, so over 35 times. Again, lost in a blowout, 188 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception.
right.
Jarvis, 5 catches, 61 yards, and Njoku, 3 catches, 50. Odell, 2 receptions, 21 yards. Austin Hooper, 2 receptions, 15 yards. It's not good enough, guys. It really isn't. And I'm not really sure at this point. I'm not really sure what to think. It's last year it was like a shocking loss because we didn't expect it. This year, I was nervous going into this game. I was saying I'm nervous going into this game. We came out. We lost the coin flip, which resulted in our offense having to go on the field first. Our offense did the worst thing you can do, is turn the ball over on the 50-yard line, which allowed them to walk down and score. We left Mark Andrews wide open. Guys, I don't know how many of you guys play Madden. I don't know how many of you guys play any video game version of a game. It is not that difficult to go, who are the guys that can and will beat you on the other team? What are the win conditions? The win condition is do not let Mark Andrews beat you.
Right.
And we did. And it was Mark Andrews was the best wide receiver in that game. Better than Jarvis, better than Odell.
Brown made catches wide open. Golf defense. We did blitz quite a bit, and so I was happy to see that. It didn't put the pressure on nearly as much. Jackson got the ball off a couple of times with the blitz. Guys wide open, obviously, because they're playing one-on-one or playing a zone back there. So, I mean, he tried to do a couple of things, but it just didn't materialize.
Myles Garrett gets paid $100-something million and
to do nothing.
Did nothing.
Nothing.
He didn't do a single thing, and he didn't do anything last year either. Remember the last game? I mean, if you get paid, the guys who are getting paid the most money, the guys who are selling the jerseys, were the guys who didn't do anything today. All those guys, the Myles Garrett, Baker, OBJ.
What do you got? I can't see the chat room, so I don't know what people are saying. They agree with us, disagree with us?
They're all agreeing. OBJ is a joke.
I mean, you all watched the same game we did, so I don't know how you can come to any different conclusions. Maybe some of you guys picked up a couple of things that we didn't comment on so far, but it just was extremely disappointing, and it's probably got to be very satisfying to Baltimore.
Yeah.
To get this win as convincingly. They play the Texans in Texas next week, so they're going to have their hands full with them. It'll be interesting to see whether they can win that game and go 2-0 against a pretty good team. Houston's, not that bad. Certainly in better shape than us, and it'll be interesting to see how the coaching staff can bring the Browns back in a short week, if they can.
Yep. All right, guys, let's do the T-shirt giveaway. I'm gonna like I do every year. We're gonna do a number of 1 to 100. I'm gonna type it in chat when to go. Whoever's closest to it will win the T-shirt. So go ahead, type 1 to 100. Go ahead, type your number in now. This is going to be from Sabo Apparel. They make the awesome Jamie Gillam's Scottish Hammer shirt. A bunch of really cool stuff that they make. So go ahead and throw it in there. My number, I should probably put one in. Here we go.
Here we go. Got 100 people in chat.
Yep.
So, we probably would have, if we won the game, we'd probably have 200, 250 in chat. But
yeah. I mean, I don't blame people. I wouldn't.
No.
I mean, it's as bad as it gets, guys. I mean, it's as bad when you lose by, 32 points to start the season. I mean, in one side of it, it's like, hey, there's only one place to go but up. We can't get worse than this. I guess the only thing that could be worse is losing to Cincinnati. We lose to the team that got the first overall pick. And if Joe Burrow looks really good this afternoon, and if we look really bad against Joe Burrow, now the flip side of things is this: there is no other quarterback in the league that is Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is a one of the kind. He is. There's nobody who plays like him. The closest thing might be Tyrod to a degree, but not really. And that's it. So I mean, it's very, very hard to, and that's why they win 14 games a year. Is because he's that good. He's fast. They run the ball well. They block very well. They've got a really good defense. And they've got guys like Mark Andrews who catches everything you throw at him. Then you slap a couple mediocre wide receivers like Willie Snead in there and Miles Boykin, and you're fine. That's all you need.
Yeah, wide open is wide open.
Yeah, J.K. Dobbins looks like he could be the real deal. The Ravens are very good, and they're very well coached, and they're very consistent. So we lost a game that we should have lost, and that's why we weren't favored to win the game, and that's why we did. So it's a really not good way to start. I almost want to go back and watch our pregame show from the Tennessee game, or a postgame show after Tennessee, to see how we felt, because we felt probably the same exact way last year as we feel now, and it's a different type of humiliation, but we're let down. It's a letdown. We wanted to come out of this game 1-0. We have a chance to be 1-1 on Thursday. It's a whole new season when you start 1-1. We start off with the hardest game on our schedule. And arguably.
11 of the 12 teams that made the playoff last year won their first game. So by losing your first game, you send a signal that you're not a playoff team. I don't care whether you lose by a point, you lose by 30 points, whatever. I watched a couple of scores of the other games. Some very predictable, others, Philadelphia, I don't know how that game wound up, but Philadelphia's winning 17-0. And then
we have the Cleveland Browns 19 minutes ago. This is breaking news, guys.
What?
We have relieved Austin Seibert of his duties.
Really?
He didn't, like you said, he didn't even make the plane ride home. Wow.
So now you know why we put a kicker on the practice squad, which everybody was sort of shaking their head saying, Cody Parker, why do you take up a space on your practice squad and put a kicker in there? And not one that everybody was after, that worried about getting away or anything. That kid has got to be crushed at this point. I feel really bad for him. Doesn't have a chance to redeem himself. He just gets cut. And it'll be interesting to see if obviously if you're desperate for a kicker, you'll pick him up. But with everybody being pat.
No, sorry. It was not. I just got debated. That's great. Sorry, it was not. It wasn't.
Real?
Not real.
Right,
not real. Not real.
All right. Fake news.
Fake news. Yeah, no, I got you baited.
Uh,
Good one. That's actually a good one. Good one. That was very good.
Looked like it was put out by the Browns.
No, it was really good. It was a really good fake. Even with the little cloud, like I didn't see. I thought it was it's the Browns. Good one, dude.
No, the Browns.
John Hillberry for the win.
You can't blame it totally on the kid, but obviously he was a contributing factor, and so I'm glad that he didn't get.
All right, so he didn't get cut. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah. All right. So who's the winner? My number was 61. The closest one was Jeanne Haley.
60.
Yep.
No 61.
Yeah, we got a 60 with.
No 62.
I hope I'm saying that right. Jeanne. The winner is Jeanne Haley. Send me an email to browniepostgame@gmail with your address, and
Send you the T-shirt.
well, you got to tell. Send me an email, Gian, to browniepostgame@gmail.com. I'll give you the instructions on Janie. Sorry, Janie. Send me an email to browniepostgame@gmail.com with and I'll respond to you on how to get the shirt. Basically, you just got to go to Sabo Entertainment or Sabo Apparel. Pick out a shirt and a size. Send me your address, and you're good to go. But we'll correspond. browniepostgame@gmail.com so we can connect. Just say, hey, I was the one who won the shirt. We'll be good from there. All right, guys. I think that's it. I got nothing else to add.
Right.
I mean, it couldn't get worse than what we had today.
Congratulations to my friend Steve, if he's watching. Great game by the Ravens. Baltimore deserved to win.
Yep.
And we'll see you again in December.
Yep. All right, guys. Everybody have a good rest of the week. We'll be back live Thursday afternoon. We're going to be live for the pregame, and then Thursday night we'll be there for the postgame, which is going to be a long day, and hopefully we win it. So, all right, guys. Thank you very much, and go Browns.